It's a new season, and that means for me, making new videos, writing articles. Even though I haven't done a video in months, actually, the last time I did a game review, well, the Packers were pretty much on a losing streak. But hey, what a great time to start making videos, right? Well, the preseason is over. And if you didn't watch the Packers in the 2024 preseason, don't worry, you didn't miss much. The Packers went 2-1 during the preseason with wins over the Cleveland Browns and Baltimore Ravens. But then there's the game against the Denver Broncos where the Packers lost horribly. Let's just say that game doesn't exist. Kinda like the Super Bowl 32 loss to the Broncos. Don't worry, Packers fans. You hardcore Packer fans out there, your secret's safe with me. But if you're wondering, here are a couple of things you might have missed during the 2024 preseason. Number 1, the first team offense looks great. Jordan Love and company were only on the field for 3 plays. Those 3 plays consisted of a Josh Jacobs run, a pass to Josh Jacobs, and then a touchdown pass from Jordan Love to Dontavian Wicks. Now, is this a preview of what's to come during the regular season? I really hope so, because if the offense is going to be that explosive, watch out. The league better watch out. Just really pumped to see Jordan Love and the way that he's performing. Even though it was only 3 plays and he only passed for 2 of those plays, I'm just really pumped about how this offense is performing. Number 2, the defense under Jeff Hafley is coming together. Under Hafley's 4-3 scheme, the defense looks great. The first team defense was on the field for a few series against the Cleveland Browns, and from what I saw all preseason, this is a completely different defense than what we've seen in the past. Unlike the previous defense, this is an attacking defense that creates turnovers and creates pressure on the quarterback. The first real test of the season for the defense will be in Week 1 against Jalen Hurts and the high-powered Eagles offense. It wasn't that long ago, Hurts and this offense was putting up points and heading to the Super Bowl. This offense is still dangerous and still has weapons like A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They also added Saquon Barkley in the offseason. So tough test for this Packers defense, but I'm excited to see what this defense can do with Jeff Hafley at the helm. Number 3, the battle at backup quarterback. If there's one word to describe the battle to be Jordan Love's backup, it would be yikes. Both Sean Clifford and Michael Pratt didn't perform well in training camp or the preseason. Both struggled to take care of the ball and drive the Packers down the field. But then there was game 2 against the Denver Broncos, and this is where things get ugly. The problems they had in training camp showed up during the game. They were both not able to drive the Packers down the field, and both had multiple turnovers. The end result was the offense being shut out. During game 3 against the Ravens, both Clifford and Pratt were able to rebound from their bad performances in Denver. Each had a touchdown pass, but still had issues with turnovers, and both had average performances. Clifford ended the preseason 22 of 43 for 207 yards and 1 touchdown. Pratt, on the other hand, had similar stats. He was 23 of 35 for 178 yards and 1 touchdown. The Packers decided that those performances weren't good enough to be Jordan Love's backup, and parted ways with both Pratt and Clifford on cut day. But they added Clifford back on the practice squad the next day as he cleared waivers. Pratt, on the other hand, was picked up by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and put on their practice squad. Later that day, the Packers traded a 7th-round draft pick to the Tennessee Titans for Malik Willis, who was the 3rd-string quarterback on the team. Willis has some experience. He has 1 NFL start to his resume and will be Jordan Love's backup. He'll have to learn the playbook pretty fast though. The Packers do have the option though to elevate Clifford off the practice squad if Willis isn't ready by Week 1. Number 4, the battle at kicker. The spotlight during the majority of the preseason was on the kicker position. Throughout training camp and the preseason, Anders Carlson and Greg Joseph competed for the starting kicker job. While both kickers had their strengths, they both had their weaknesses as well. For Anders Carlson, he was inconsistent, which was the same story last year. He was wildly inconsistent when it came to kicking field goals and making field goals. That inconsistency showed up late in the season last year and cost the Packers in the playoffs. The last straw for the Packers was a missed 32-yard field goal from Carlson against the Ravens in the final preseason game. During cut day, the Packers decided to cut ties with Carlson. Meanwhile, Greg Joseph, who was brought in to bring some competition for Carlson, was consistent throughout training camp. But his weakness was his range. While the Packers kept Joseph on the initial 53-man roster, they brought in Braden Narveson from the Tennessee Titans and released Joseph. Narveson had a great preseason. He was 6 for 7 on field goals, including a 59-yard field goal and a game-winning 46-yard field goal. He also made all of his extra points. Now, if you want to go back further, he was 18 of 23 at NC State last year and made all of his extra points. The Packers saw in Narveson a better, younger option for them. They also saw someone who has a track record of being consistent in making kicks and extra points. And that's all you missed from the preseason. Again, you didn't miss too much, but I'm super pumped for the season to start as the Packers take on the Philadelphia Eagles next week. Super pumped to see where this offense goes, how this defense will perform. A lot of optimism with the Packers this year. And this team is very talented. In fact, talented enough that hopefully the Packers will end their season with a Super Bowl victory. But only time will tell, and we'll see what will happen this season. But I thank you for watching this video. I know that I've been slacking on making videos, haven't made a video in a while, but what better time to start making videos than right now? It's a new season, right? You can follow me on X @HowKong. You can also follow me on PackersTalk.com. That's where I write articles. We have a team of contributors and writers there who provide articles weekly if you are looking for more Packers content. Until next time, guys, see you later, and go Pack Go.